Hi Johanna, I wanted to make you a quick video on how to use this camera so that we don't have to stand and interact together too much today for safety reasons. This is the Canon EOS 630. You can look it up on YouTube or whatever if you want some more in-depth tutorials. I'm going to load it for you, and then the next time you want to roll a film, you can load it yourself, but I just wanted to give you a demo on that. I hope you can see this. Let me try to find the sweet spot here. Hopefully it's going to focus for you. But to turn the camera on, there's a little toggle here. There's three symbols. There's an L, which is lock and off, A, which is on, and then there's another little symbol here, which I'm not, to be honest, sure what that does, but you want it to be on the A, and that turns the camera on. Then your little LCD panel will open and turn on. To open up the back of the camera, you want to hit this button and then just pop that open. You're going to get your film out. This is black and white, Ilford HP5 Plus, and the ISO is 400. So remember, when you're shooting with black and white analog film, you do not need to adjust your ISO on your camera because your film has a set ISO. So you cannot adjust this ISO. It is set at 400, which is probably going to be perfect right now because we still have sort of cloudy skies. But just know when you're adjusting your other settings, you're always going to be at 400. So if you're night shooting, it's going to be an issue. Like, I would not go out at night with this film and no flash, or you're just going to have dark photos. All right, I'm going to feed it in here, and then this is really simple. You just pull it through, and you feed it in there with the arrows, and then I like to kind of guide it in until both of these toggles, both of these little threads are holding the film in, and then I close it, and then you can hear it advance it. Okay, so settings. If you want to, this is neat because you can shoot in manual mode with this camera, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to try to put this up as high as I can so you can see it without reflection. I'll do my best. You can always call me and ask me. First thing you want to do is change the mode that you're shooting in. I would practice in manual mode. It's really the only way to learn how to shoot well. So you want to hold the mode button down, and then you want to toggle up here. You're going to see an M, which is manual mode. You're going to see a P, which is like automatic picture mode. And then you're going to see a TV, which is aperture priority. So if you set it to TV, TV is the shutter priority. If you set it to TV and you change your shutter speed, so like 1/350, 1/500, 1/750, then your aperture is going to adjust to get a correct exposure. So that actually might be a good idea when you're shooting this, because you don't want to get a bunch of dark shots if you had this one opportunity to shoot this protest, and you want to make sure you're going to get some good shots. So I might want to choose shooting in like a shutter priority mode, so you can set the speed of your picture and then the aperture will adjust. And again, the ISO is always going to be 400. So, and then AV is the aperture priority mode. So if you wanted super shallow depth of field pictures, the lowest that this aperture f-stop goes is 4.0, and the highest is 22. So like if you want shallow depth of field shots, you can set it to 4, and then your shutter speed is going to adjust. Like I said, if you're shooting like in the afternoon outside and the sun starts to go down, you need a fast shutter speed if you're shooting the people that are moving. And reminder too that your shutter speed has to be equal to or above your focal length. So your focal length is 35 to 80. So I would never go below, let's set it back to shutter. So I would never go below 1/90. And in fact, I would shoot faster than that if you can. So we're going back to modes. So there's aperture priority, and then this depth effect. Honestly, don't know what that is. Maybe it'd be fun to experiment later with it. But for your shoot tomorrow or this weekend, I would possibly, like I said, shoot in shutter priority mode, which is the TV mode. Okay, so I'm going to put it back into manual just for so you can see. So when it's in manual, to move the shutter speed, you push this toggle, and then I think you have to hold down how do we move the aperture? I don't remember. Here we go. So there's a little button right here you have to hold in to move the aperture in manual mode. Obviously this is a 1 here, it means we're on picture 1. This shows that there's film in the camera, this little film in three slashes. This S is single shot. If you want to change it to like continuous shooting, then you'd have to flip this over, open this up, and then I think hold down the blue button and toggle. Yeah, so there's a C there, means continuous shooting, and then this is a timer. You might want to mess with the timer, but I would stick to single shot because you know you only have 36 pictures on this roll, so you don't want to really do continuous shooting. If you want to see your battery life, you have to hold in this little black button, and then you look up. So there's supposed to be 3 bars. 3 bars is a full battery, so it looks like you have 2. So I'm going to make this demo even faster. And then the orange button adjusts your shot. So you do 1 shot, or I don't know what AI servo is, so we'll have to figure that out later. All right, so that's what that back panel does. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this camera? That's pretty much it. That's how you shoot in manual mode. It's autofocus. There's a little toggle on the lens here. Make sure it's not set to manual, that it's on autofocus. That's the beauty of this camera, actually, the fact that you can shoot in autofocus. Yeah, so that's it. The film is loaded. You have 2 bars, single shot, manual mode. If you wanted to shoot in shutter speed priority, just set it to TV and then adjust your shutter speed above 1/90. I would probably go as fast as you can. If you look through the camera, there's, oh, this is something I need to tell you. There are dots that flash. The only way you're going to know if you're exposed correctly are these dots when you look through the viewfinder. So there's a green dot. Let's go to like a really fast shutter speed and like a darker setting. There's a green dot. There's 3 dots, and I'm trying to figure out, I can't remember what they mean. Green means it's exposed correctly. I think there's a red dot that means underexposed, and that might be the only indication you're going to have. So you really have to use your knowledge of your situation, your shutter speed, and your aperture. All right, I'm going to turn it off so I don't waste any more battery, and let me know if you have any questions.